It's just an amazing show and sort of demonstration of filmmaking at this period, of a clash of two cultures, of two completely different ways of working, and thrown into the middle of it is this kind of wide-eyed, naive, overly confident young man, and he's sort of he's completely out of his depth, but having an extraordinary time within that context. I think the relationship between Marilyn and Colin starts at a place of, at a sort of, it's that weird thing of being so distant from someone and yet having a sort of physical intimacy, in the sense that Colin's job as a runner's job on a film set is to sort of be everywhere and everything to everyone. And so consequently, even though you're the bottom rung of the ladder, you sort of have access to everything and perhaps have eyes everywhere, and which is an interesting scenario because you're the bottom of the hierarchy and yet you kind of have a lot of power because you have sort of knowledge. And so it starts as just he sees more of what's going on behind the specifics that are happening on set, so what Olivier sees, than anyone else does, because he has to go and take her from the dressing room, so he witnesses what's going on in the dressing room. He has to go and collect her from home, so he witnesses what's going on at home. So he gets a more rounded perspective of the whole story of Marilyn Monroe. I'm a huge admirer of her work. I think she's a staggering actress and a really unique actress. And the sort of idea of brave is thrown around quite a lot in our industry, I think, but the idea of taking on that role, both she and Ken Branagh, is dumbfounding, and seeing how meticulously she works through the movement, through the vocal, through the dance, through the text. I mean, it's been riveting, and it's been a complete treat. She's an extraordinary actress and an extraordinary woman, so it's been a lot of fun. It's this huge story, but a tiny, intimate story at the same point, and he's had such a fine eye for that and for dealing with actors with different ways of working, and but for me personally, you know, because he and I have been on it from the word go and plodding our way through it, he's been a rock, and I couldn't speak highly enough of him. I think it's what appealed to me about the script is it has this kind of fairy tale quality of the ordinary boy who gets to, I mean, the icon of his dreams, albeit momentarily. And I think within that context, you have an amazing viewpoint on a world of the world of making films, but of this period of the 1950s, this and this spectrum of these incredibly unique individuals, a lot of whom are sharks, you know, in a world that for me has been fascinating since I was a kid, and I think there has been a truth to the way it's been shot and designed, in the sense of the places we've shot at that were real locations, that, you know, members of the crew's parents worked on the job. I mean, there's a real kind of, so hopefully that all comes across.